Hi dear students, good morning. So welcome to another class of mathematics. And the last class we discussed about our lesson number 11 algebra and discussed about our exercise 11.5. Okay. And now today we are moving to start our next chapter, that is chapter number 12, ratio and proportion. Chapter 12. Ratio and proportion. So what is the ratio? The ratio is the comparison of a quantity with respect to another quantity. It's a comparison of a quantity with respect to another quantity. And two quantities can be compared only if they are in the same unit. Which means we can compare the age of two persons and we can compare length and breadth because their units are meter. And we cannot compare different quantities like meter and kilometer, kilogram. Okay. So we can compare two quantities only if they are equal or they are in same unit. So ratio is the comparison of two quantities with respect to another quantity. And two quantities can be compared by if they are only in the same unit. And the ratio is denoted by like this, and you can read that is to, like this 2:3, it's a ratio. Okay, so ratio is denoted by using this symbol. Okay, so ratio is the comparison of a quantity with respect to another quantity, and two quantities can be compared only if they are in the same unit, and the ratio is denoted by using this symbol. And for example, you can compare the age of two persons by using ratio. Let's see. And if the question is like this, father's age is 75 years. Father's age is 75 years and the daughter's age is 25 years. And we want to write the ratio of father's age with daughter's age. And these two quantities are in same unit, which means the two quantities are in years, which means these two are in same unit. So we can compare the two quantities by using ratio. And how can we write the ratio of these two quantities? And the ratio of father's age to daughter's age. We want to find the ratio of father's age to daughter's age. So the answer is ratio of father's age to daughter's age is equal to father's age divided by daughter's age. So to compare these two quantities, we want to find the ratio. So we divide father's age by daughter's age, then we get the ratio. Father's age by daughter's age. And here father's age So we get 75 by 25. Then to convert or to write the ratio, we want to convert this fraction into the simplest form. And here we can see that these two are multiples of 5. And here, how many 5s are 75? 5 is a common factor in 75 and 25. So we divide 75 by 5 and 25 by 5. When we divide 75 by 5, we get 1 5 is 5. Then 7 minus 5 2. 5. 5 5s are 25. Then we get the remainder 0. So the answer is 15. Then 25 by 5. 5 5s are 25. We get 5. Then 50 and 5. There is a common factor 3. 3 is a common factor. Sorry, there is another common factor which is 5. 5 is a common factor of 15 and 5. And how many 5s are 15? 3 5s are 15. 3 divided by 1 5 is 5. So we get 3 by 1. There is no common factor between 3 and 1. So this is the simplest form. Then we can write the ratio. The required ratio is 3 is to 1. So you write numerator, then the symbol of ratio, then write the denominator, that is 3 is to 1. So that is the required ratio is 3 is to 1. 3 is to 1. Okay. So to find the ratio of father's age to daughter's age, we take the fraction, that is father's age divided by daughter's age, and here father's age is 75 and divided by daughter's age is 25. Then there is a common factor in 75 and 15, and that is 5. And there is another common fact, and if we take 15 as the common factor, then we get 15 into 3. 5 3s are 15. Remainder 1 is 3 and 45. Then sorry, if we take 25 as the common factor, then we get 25 into 3. 5 3s are 15. Remainder 1. 2 3s are 6. 6 plus 1 75. Which means 25 is the highest common factor in 75 and 25. Then if you divide by denominator and numerator by the highest common factor, then we get the answer, that is 3 is to 1. Okay, if we take 75 by 25 and here 25 is the highest common factor, to simplify this fraction, we divide numerator and denominator by the highest common factor, and here the highest common factor is 25. When we divide 75 by 25, then 25 by 25, we get 75 by 25, we get 3, and 25 by 25 we get 1. We get the same ratio in constant. Okay, and another method, first we take a common factor in numerator and denominator, then we divide the two numbers by using the common factor, then we get this fraction 15 by 5. There is another common factor, that is 5, and also 3 is a common factor, so we take the highest common factor, that is 5. When we divide 15 by 5 we get 3, and 5 by 5 we get 1. So there is no common factor in 3 and 1, so 3 is to 1 is the required ratio. So this the required ratio is 3 is to 1. So the ratio of father's age to daughter's age is 3 is to 1. Like this, we can compare two quantities with the same units. Okay, so 3 is to 1. You can read this, 3 is to 1. question about ratio. Okay, so the ratio of weight, and here so here father's weight is equal to 72 kilogram and daughter's weight is equal to 30 kilogram. So here these two quantities are in same unit, that is kilogram in kilogram. So we can compare these two quantities using ratio. So the ratio is equal to father's weight divided by daughter's weight, and your father's weight is equal to 72 kilogram and divided by daughter's weight is equal to 30. And here you can see that in 72 and 30 these two are multiples of 2, so 2 is a common factor. If we divide 72 by 2 we get 3 2s are 6, remainder 1 2 and 6 2s are 12. So the quotient is 36. So we get 36. And if we divide 30 by 2, we get 1 2 is 2, remainder 1, and here 0, 5 2s are 10 and 0. Okay. So we get 15. So 36 by 15. So we get 36 by 15. Here is now common factor between 36 and 15. So the ratio is 36 is to 15. Okay, and another question. Divided by cost of a pencil. Here cost of a pen is equal to 10 rupees. So you write cost of a pen that's equal to 10 divided by cost of a pencil that's equal to 2 rupees. So you write 2. So 10 by 2. 10 by 2. Here you can see Thus the required ratio is equal to 5:1. Thus the required ratio is equal to 5:1. 5:1 is the required ratio. In this way we can find the ratio of two quantities in the same units. So two quantities can be compared only if they are in the same unit and same ratio in different situations. So we use same ratio in different situations. Let's learn about them. And the first question, length of a room is equal to 30 meter and breadth is equal to 20 meter. Then the ratio is equal to length of the room by breadth of the room. And here length is equal to 30 meter and divided by breadth of the room is equal to 20. So these two are multiples of 10 and 3 tens are 10, 30 and divided by 2 tens are 20. When we cancel these two zeros from denominator and numerator, then we get 3 by 2. And here the required ratio is equal to 3:2. 3:2. For another question, there are 24 girls and 16 boys going for a picnic. So the number of girls is equal to 24 and number of boys is equal to 16. Number of boys is equal to 16. And here the required ratio, to find the required ratio is equal to number of girls divided by number of boys. So here number of girls is equal to 24 and divided by number of boys is equal to 16. And here you can see that 24 and 16, 8 is a common factor. So we divide numerator and denominator by 8. Then we get how many 8s are 24? 3 8s are 24 divided by 2 8s are 16. So we get the ratio 3:2. So the required ratio is equal to 3:2. Here you can see that in these two questions we get the same ratio, that is 3:2. So in this form we get same ratio in different situation. Here the ratio of length of a room to the breadth of the room is equal to 3:2 and here the number of girls to number of boys, the ratio is also 3:1. In this way we get the same ratio in different situations. Okay. So what do you mean the ratio? Ratio is the comparison of a quantity with respect to another quantity, and two quantities can be compared only if they are in the same unit. And we can use the symbol is, so that is use the symbol like this to denote ratio. Okay. And next one, it's a question. your textbook page number 248. Length and breadth of a rectangular field are 50 meter and 15 meter respectively. Find the ratio of the length to the breadth of the field. So here we want to find the ratio of the length to the breadth of the field. And here the length and breadth of the rectangular field are given. So first you write the length and breadth of the rectangular field. Okay, so the first one, length. Length of the rectangular field is equal to 50 meter and breadth of the rectangular field is equal to 15 meter. And here we want to write the ratio of length of the rectangular field to the breadth of the rectangular field. So here ratio is equal to length of the rectangular field divided by breadth of the rectangular field. Length of the rectangular field divided by breadth of the rectangular field. Okay. And here length of the rectangular field is equal to 50 meters. So that's equal to length is equal to 50 meters divided by breadth of the rectangular field is equal to 15 meter. So breadth is equal to 15 meter. Okay. And here these two numbers are multiples of 5. 5 is a common factor in 50 and 15. So if we divide numerator and denominator with 5, then we get 50 by 5, 10. 10 5s are 15 and 3 5s are 15. And here in 10 and 3 there is no common factor. So it's the simplest form of 15 by 15. So the required fraction is 10 is to 3. 10 is to 3 is the required fraction of length of the rectangular field to the breadth of the rectangular field. Are you understood? So the next question, find the ratio of centimeter to 1.5 meter. And here you can see that 90 centimeter to 1.5 meter. You want to find the ratio of 90 centimeter to 1.5 meter. The centimeter and meter are unit of length, but they are different units. So we can only compare two quantities when they are the same unit. So here centimeter and in meter. So you just convert the number that given in meter to centimeter. So to convert meter into centimeter, we multiply the number that is given in meter into 100. Okay, and here 90 centimeter and 1.5 meter. So here the two quantities are not in the same unit. So to convert the two into the same unit, we just convert meter into centimeter. That's 1.5 meter into centimeter. To convert meter into centimeter, you just multiply the number, the value that given in meter into 100. So the value that given in meter is equal to 1.5 meter. To convert 1.5 meter into centimeter, you just multiply 1.5 into 100. 1.5 into 100 centimeter. Then we get, if you multiply 150 into 100, you get 1500. And in this question, there is a decimal point after one place from the right. So you just put the decimal point from left, right after one place. The same answer. So you get 150 meter, 150 centimeter. So here these two are in same unit, 90 centimeter and 150 centimeter. Then you write the required ratio. So the ratio is equal to 90 centimeter divided by 150 centimeter. 90 centimeter by 150 centimeter. If we cancel these two zeros from numerator and denominator, then we get 9 by 15. And in 9 and 15 there is a common factor, and the highest common factor is 3. So you just divide numerator and denominator by 3. Then you get 9 by 3. You get 3 3s are 9. So 3 and 15 by 3 we get 5. 5 3s are 15. So thus the required ratio is equal to 3:5. 3:5 is the required ratio. Okay. So these two quantities are not in the same unit. So just convert the units into same units. To convert meter into centimeter, we just multiply the number that is given in meter into 100, and we get the unit in centimeter. Then we compare the ratio. Okay. Then the next question. And here is a question. Give two equivalent ratios of 6:4. And here we want to write the equivalent ratios of 6:4. And here we can write 6:4. That's equal to, it's in the form of fraction like 6 by 4. 6 by 4. And to get the equivalent ratio, you just multiply or divide the number, numerator and denominator with the same number, then you get the equivalent ratio. Okay. So here you just multiply these two numbers into 2. You get 6 2s are 12 divided by 4 2s are 8. So 12:8 is an equivalent ratio. 12:8. And if you multiply the numbers into 3, then you get the another equivalent ratio. Okay. Write it into, okay. And 12 by 8. 6 by 4. 6 into 3 and 4 into 3 we get 6. 8 are 8, 6 3s are 18, 4 3s are 12. 18 by 12. So 18 is to 12. 18 is to 12. Which means if we simplify 12 by 8, we get 4 3s are 12. Sorry, 6 2s are 12 and 4 2s are 8. We get 6 by 4. So 12 by 8 is equal to 6 by 4. And if we simplify 18 by 12, we get 6 3s are 8 and 4 3s are 12. 6 by 4. So these two ratios are equal to 6 is to 4. So in this way we can find the equivalent ratio of numbers. Okay. So now we are moving to our exercise portion. Exercise 12.1. And in your textbook, page number 251. And the first question, so take your page number 251 and look at the question number first in exercise 12.1. Okay. And the first question, there are 20 girls and 15 boys in a class. There are 20 girls and 15 boys in a class. And there's two questions. First question, what is the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys? And second question, what is the ratio of number of girls to the total number of students in the class? And here number of girls and number of boys are given and you want to find the total number of students in the class. Then you want to find the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys and number of girls to the total number of students. Okay. And now we write the steps and the first one is number of girls. Number of girls is equal to 20 and number of boys is equal to 15. So the total number of students to find the total number of students, take the sum of number of girls and number of boys. That is number of girls, that is 12 plus number of boys in the class, that is 15. Then we get 20 plus 15, 35. So there are 35 students in the class. Then the first question, what is the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys? So we want to find the ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys. Ratio of number of girls to the number of boys. That's equal to number of girls divided by number of boys. Here number of girls is equal to 20. That is divided by number of boys, that's equal to 15. And here 5 is a common factor. If we divide 20 by 5, we get how many 5s are 20? 4 5s are 20 and 3 5s are 15. And so the required ratio is 4 is to 3. 4 is to 3 is the required ratio. Then question number B. What is the ratio of number of girls to the total number of students in the class? So number of students. That's equal to number of girls divided by total number of students. Here number of girls is equal to 15 divided by total number of students. That's equal to 35. Here 5 is a common factor, so you divide numerator and denominator by 5. So 15 by 5 we get 3 5s are 15 divided by 35 by 5 we get how many 5s are 35? 7 5s are 35. So the required ratio is equal to, sorry, here the question is ratio of number of girls to the total number of students. Here the number of girls is 20, okay, not 15. 15 is the number of boys, so 20 divided by total number of students, that is equal to 35. And here 20 and 35 are, and the common factor in 20 and 35 is 5. So you divide numerator and denominator by the common factor, that is 5. So you get 20 by 5 you get 4. 4 5s are 20 and 35 by 5 you get 7. 7 5s are 35. So the required ratio is equal to 4:7. 4:7 is the required ratio. Okay. So this is the answer of question number 1 in exercise 12.1. So today we learned about ratio, equivalent ratio, and how to find the ratio of same quantity, ratio of two quantities in the same unit, and exercise 12.1 question number 1. So you just do the problems given in your textbook, and if you have any doubt, ask me. Okay. So now today let's wind up our class, and we will meet with another class on next day. So study well. Have a nice day. Thank you.